Let's get started. Okay, so I'm really excited about this. A lot of this is just going to be me reading over some notes that I've taken. So if you guys don't follow Daniel G on Instagram, go follow him. He's absolutely amazing. His background is in sales, and literally everything that he says, I'm like, holy shiz, that just makes sense. Like, it just totally makes sense. And I've hopped on like 6 of his calls in the last week, and every single time that I hop on his calls, I literally am just like typing and typing and typing and typing because everything that he says is so amazing. If you just look up Daniel G, I think his Instagram is just at Daniel G. I'll drop it in the chat. Absolutely amazing. I'm actually going to buy his university after I hop off of this call. And so once I'm in the university, then I'll just learn everything and I'll share it with you guys. But anyways, so every Wednesday he does a call. It's a free call, and I believe it's at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time every single Wednesday. It's always sent out in the HH Important Info chat, but I've been hopping on them for the last 3 weeks now, and then I've also just been hopping on some lives that he's done on Instagram. And holy crap, like it's literally it's already changed my business. I've already started implementing these things. And anyways, I just want to share it with you. So if I'm like looking back and forth, it's because I'm looking at my notes. I'm not going to take credit for literally any of this because it's all Daniel G, and he's absolutely amazing and fire. So go ahead and follow him. But I feel like this is really, really helpful and a really good topic to have at the end of the month, which is basically like following up, getting ghosted, like how to go about closing conversations, and then also some mindset. So sorry if it's a little bit loud. There's like construction going on in the house over there, but all the rooms are taken in my house. So we're outside today. So anyways, do you follow up to provide value, or do you follow up to get a yes or a no? When you're following up, it should always be to provide value somehow. So when you're following up with them, you don't just want to follow up with them and be like, hey, like, are you ready to start making money? Like, how does that provide value to them, right? You always want to go back to their pain point or their why. So like, hey, I remember that you were in XYZ position. Like, are you ready to get out of that position? Like, I'm here. I have the solution for you. Like, let's get you started so that you get out of whatever this position was that they were in. Like, maybe, for example, they're a broke freaking college student and they want out of that, right? So when you're following up with them, you're focusing on their pain points. So number one, they see that you actually care about them. And number two, they recognize that you have a solution to their problem. Okay. So when you're following up, it should always, always, always be to provide value and not just to get a yes or a no. And then here are a few different little follow-up messages that Daniel G shared. So one of them says, hey, we've been going at this for the last 3 weeks, and I think you'd be phenomenal at this. What would you do if you were in my position, knowing that this opportunity can change your life, but having them sit on the sidelines still? That is so freaking powerful. What would you do in my position? You're literally asking them, saying like, hey, if you were in my position where you had this life-changing opportunity and someone wasn't jumping in on it, what would you do in my position? Literally brilliant. And I'll send you over all these notes afterwards so you don't have to like frantically write like I was doing. But anyways, he's absolutely brilliant. So that's one of the messages. And then the other message, he said, hey, so-and-so, I was thinking of you yesterday at dinner, and I realized that I haven't shared this part of the opportunity with you yet, and I just wanted to send it over. So that's how you provide value. Hey, I realized I haven't shared this part of the opportunity with you yet, and I just wanted to send it over. Maybe you send them over a video of the compensation plan. Maybe you send them over a video about our community. Maybe you send them over a video about how they can earn free travel. Okay. There are so many different like little things that you can send over to them and be like, hey, I haven't shared this with you yet. This might actually resonate with you. And maybe that's the thing that they need in order to close. Okay. So when you follow up, that's how you provide that value versus just like, hey, I'm following up just to follow up because that's what I have to do, right? Like, follow up to provide value, and you're able to provide that value when you're like, hey, I was thinking of you and I realized I haven't shared XYZ with you. Like, here it is. And then they're going to be like, oh, that's awesome. Okay, cool. So anyways, I just wanted to share that other message with you. And like I said, I'll send out these notes as well. when you go into following up with people, there are 3 different things that you should be thinking. Could they, would they, and should they? So what do I mean by this? I mean, could they, like, sorry, could they, asking that would be like, do they have the time? Do they have the money? Are they in the right country? Like, do they live in one of the countries that this opportunity is available in? So could they possibly do this, right? You have to be thinking of that, okay? Do they have the time? Do they have the money? Are they in the right country? Do they have the right requirements? Whatever it is, okay? Number 2 is would they? Would they buy today? Do they have the financials to buy today? Are they in the position to buy? And how do you know those things? You ask questions. That's how you know those things. You should always be asking people's questions, always asking people questions. And number 3 is should they? Are they worth your time? Okay. Are they going to ask you 500 million questions a day and it's going to completely drain your energy and you're going to be like, why the freaking heck did I just sign this person on? Okay. Or maybe they're going to be someone who you sign on and they don't do anything. Okay. Maybe you spent all this time getting them signed on and they don't do anything. Okay. So you have to think about that. Are they going to be worth your time? And that's something that like you just have to realize, like, as you're asking them questions, that's going to be something that comes over time. Right. So it's not going to be something where like you ask him like one question, like, hey, where do you live? And you're like, okay, like, are they worth my time or not? Like, that's not, you're going to have to get to know them a little bit more. And that's why it's important to ask questions, run them through the systems and all that kind of stuff. But those are the 3 things that you should be always thinking about. Could they, would they, and should they? Okay. So always, always, always be thinking about those things. Okay. So why do you get ghosted? Okay. This whole section right here, I was absolutely mind blown when he was talking about this. So he said there are 3 different reasons why you get ghosted. Number 1, you need them more than they need you. Let me repeat that for you. You need them more than they need you. What is your attitude going into that conversation? I need this person to close my rank. I need this person to make X amount of dollars. I need this person. I need. Or is it, I'm going into this conversation because I know that this opportunity can change people's lives and I want to change lives? Totally different mindset, okay? And it's something that you have to be conscious about, okay? It's not just going to be like tomorrow you wake up and like suddenly like you don't ever think about needing people ever again, right? It's a very conscious decision where it's like, I'm going to go into this conversation because I know that this opportunity or these products can change someone's lives. And that's why I'm going into this conversation, okay? So it's all about your attitude. Do you need every conversation to be a yes? Think about that, okay? Do you need every conversation to be a yes? The answer is no. No, you do not need every conversation to end in a yes. The no's bring you closer to the yeses. But if you are in a position where you're thinking every single conversation that I'm having right now has to end in a yes, or else I'm not successful, or else I'm not worthy, or else I can't hit my rank, that's going to be an issue and that's going to burn you to the ground, okay? The mindset and the attitude behind that is so, so, so important going into those conversations, okay? The more comfortable you get with getting no's, the more yeses you'll get. Crazy, I know, but it's so true. The more comfortable that you get hearing no's, the more yeses you're going to get. Why? Because the no's lead you to the yeses. And I shared this a little while ago, I think. When I first started my business, I think it was 4 months into my business, I got an email from someone who's like a regional director in the Western region. Her name's Jensen, actually. She's amazing. But she emailed me, and attached to the email was this list. And I opened it up, and it was like this little PDF, and I opened it up, and it was a list of 100 it was a list of, so it was 9 no's, and then there was a yes. So it was a list of like 100 boxes, and there were 9 no's, and then there was a yes at the end, and there were 9 no's, and then there was a yes at the end, and underneath that yes it said reward yourself. 9 no's and then a yes. And that just goes to show that every single no leads you to a yes in this business. If you are putting in the work, you're hearing those no's, I promise you, you are that much closer to hearing a yes. But you have to keep going, because guess what? Say that you heard 10 no's today, okay? Say that you heard 10 no's today, you quit your business. How do you know that 11th person that you talked to was going to be a yes or a no? You don't know that. That 11th person could have been the person that freaking ran to MMB and helped you to hit your next rank and freaking changed your business, and you helped them and your best friends, and you're changing lives together. You don't know when that's going to happen, and that's why you have to keep going, and that's why you can't quit, okay? Okay, moving on to number 2. So number 1 was you need them more than they need you. That's one of the reasons why you get ghosted. Number 2 is behavior. You have to be bold and brave, and you have to remember that you don't need them. Sorry, I need to like blow up these notes a little bit bigger. Sorry. Anyways, you don't need them. You have to act like every single conversation you go into that you do not need that person, okay? You don't need them to hit your rank. You don't need them. You don't need them. You don't need them. You don't need anyone. There's going to be someone out there who needs this opportunity that needs you, okay? That's who you're looking for. The person that needs you, who needs this opportunity to change their life. That's who you're looking for, okay? Okay. Let's see. He said you have to act like you have 50 people lined up to join your team. This is why it's important to always have continually have prospects in your funnel. Why? Because let's say this, okay? Say that you have 3 prospects in your funnel, okay? So you're talking to 3 potentials is basically what that means if you're new. So talking to 3 potentials, okay? Today, one of those potentials told you no, okay? You're like, crap, now I have 2 people left, okay? Next person tells you no. Crap, now I only have 1 person left. They tell you no. Crap, now I have no one left. Now I can't hit my rank. Now I can't. Okay? Versus you have 50 people in your funnel. One person tells you no. Okay, cool. I'm just going to move to the next person because I got 49 other people that I need to talk to that I'm going to share this opportunity with that's going to change their life. Okay? You see the difference? That's why it's important to have those prospects in your funnel, to always be building that 100s list over and over and over and over again. It's literally not to annoy people, you guys. It's because it helps you with your mindset. When you talk to 3 people and they tell you no and you have 0 people left to talk to, you're going to be pretty defeated. But if you talk to 50 people and half of them tell you yes, half of them tell you no, that's way better odds, right? You're going to feel more confident in yourself, which means you're going to go out and talk to more people, which means you're going to build your funnel even more. So the behavior behind it is so important. So moving on to more about behavior, let's see, what else did he say? So behavior is a standpoint. He said there is a need versus a partnership, okay? You either need someone or you want to partner with them to help change their life, okay? You either need or you want to partner. People can smell when you need them versus when you want to partner with them. I promise you that they can tell, okay? When you go into a conversation and you need someone, you're like, okay, you're trying to push them, okay? Because you need them. Versus a partnership, it's like, how can this mutually benefit both of us, okay? If I bring you onto my team, what are you going to be able to give me in return, okay? How much time are you going to be able to give me in return? And these are great questions that he said. He said, why do you think that we should partner up with you? What do you have to bring to the table? If I were to accept you into our system and partner with you, what do you have to bring to the table? Or how much time would you be able to put towards this daily? Why should we decide to partner up? And oh wait, I already said that one. Sorry. Yeah. Why should we decide to partner up? And then with that, like, what do you bring to the table? What are your skills? How long are you going to stick to this? That's a great question. Are you going to be able to stick with this for at least 6 months? Give this opportunity at least 6 months to show you what it can do for your life, okay? Asking those questions and asking it in a way that this is a partnership, because it really truly is, right? You're going to be their mentor. You're going to be part of that team. You're going to give them trainings. You're giving them your time and energy, and you want it to be worth it for both of you, right? It's a mutually benefit. You want it to be mutually beneficial for the both of you, okay? So asking those questions is really awesome. Okay. I think my computer, okay, I have 9% on my computer, so we're gonna live life on the edge over here. Okay, so next one. So we just went through number one and number two. So number one, just to recap, was you need them more than they need you. And number two is behavior. Okay. Number three is words. The questions that you ask them and the words that you put out. Okay. All of these are tied together though, right? So your behavior, your actually, I think he said this somewhere. Okay, maybe he didn't say that. Your words are tied to your behavior and your behavior is tied to your attitude. Okay. And your attitude is going back to that first one, which is basically saying you need them more than they need you. Okay. So all of these are tied together. And if you don't have one of these in line, they're all probably going to crumble. And that's why it's important to be very conscious about these things. And you're not going to be an expert at first. Okay. I literally just learned this. I literally just learned this last week and it's amazing. And that's why I'm here sharing it with you. So don't be frustrated if you're like, holy crap, this is a lot of information. That's why I'm here sharing it with you. I barely just started implementing this, so don't beat yourself up. It's always an earn as you learn process. Okay. Number three is words. So asking these questions. How much are you making a month? Are you comfortable making that amount of money a month? Okay. So maybe they say, I'm making $1,000 a month. Okay. Ask them, are you comfortable making $1,000 a month? They're probably going to be like, no, I'm not comfortable making that amount of money. Awesome. Then go into this opportunity, okay? Or maybe they say, maybe you've been talking to them, okay? One of their pain points is that they want to travel and they don't have the time to travel, okay? You told me that you love traveling, but you only get to travel once a year. Are you comfortable going on vacation once a year? That right there, those are tough questions to ask, but they're questions that are going to dig deep. Okay. Those questions are going to be the questions where they sit back and they're like, holy crap, like, no, I'm actually not comfortable with that. And that's why I need this opportunity. And they're basically going to sell themselves on this opportunity when you ask those questions. But in order to ask those questions, you have to get to know them first. Okay. So making sure that you're getting to know them and asking questions beforehand. So yeah, another thing he said is, would you like to see when we partner up with people and see how wait what what okay, that question doesn't make sense. Maybe I wrote that down wrong. Okay, this one says something different though. It says, would you like to see how our partnership system works so you can see how you can make X amount of dollars a month, or you can see how you can travel more than one time a year, so you can travel multiple times a year. So saying like, would you like to see how our partnership system works so that you can see XYZ, whatever their pain point is. Okay. It may or may not be for you, but would you be open to learning more? Okay. That question right there, that statement, it may or may not be for you, but would you be open to learning more? That's money right there. Okay. Always, always, always use those phrases. They're amazing. Okay. Or saying questions like, do you want to see how this could could potentially change your life? Do you want to see how this could potentially change your life? Okay. Questions like that, open-ended questions where it's like they are opening themselves up to this opportunity. Okay. Next thing is saying like things like, let me show you what you can do, what this opportunity can do for you in your first 30 days. Or can I count on you to be coachable and teachable for the next 90 days? These questions are money, okay? And I'm going to send you over these too, so you don't have to memorize them because I took the notes and frantically scrambled trying to take them. But anyways, just switching up the way that you ask questions, switching up the wording, and it really just opens up this basically this conversation where it's like, instead of you just like lecturing them on this opportunity where it's like XYZ, this is what we do, this is what we do, this is what we do, this is what we do. It's like, hey, this is going to be a partnership. So what can you bring to the table? Like, it's opening up this huge conversation where they can ask you questions. They're going to feel more comfortable because you're kind of like, it's almost like you're showing up as that authority person, and they're going to recognize that. They're going to be like, holy crap, she has this opportunity that's going to change my life. And she's so confident in that. Okay. People love the confidence. Okay. So that was the 3 reasons why you get ghosted. Okay. So it's amazing. As I was hearing him say those things, I was like, Yep, I do that. Yep, I do that. Yep, I do that. And that's why I get ghosted. So, anyways, you're not alone if you're getting ghosted. I do all those things too. So, anyways, it's amazing. Moving on now. Your thoughts produce everything, okay? When you go into a conversation saying, or even just thinking, I can't close this person. This person is probably not going to join my team. This person's probably not going to purchase my products. You are literally putting out bad energy into the world. And how are you expecting good energy to come back to you when you're putting out bad energy, okay? It's not going to happen. I'm just going to put that out there. It's not going to happen. You have to go in with a positive mindset. I'm going to help change this person's life. And if they say no, I'm going to move on to someone else and I'm going to help them change their life. Okay. You have to go into it with that mentality where it's like, I'm going to close this person. I'm going to change someone's life today. I'm going to help them purchase these products that are going to change their hair, their skin, or whatever. Okay. Your thoughts produce everything. So going into the closing of this month in June, what are your thoughts? I'm not going to hit my rank. I'm probably not going to hit my rank. I probably can't get 2 more market partners. I probably can't get 4 more VIP customers. Stop putting out that bad energy. Stop. You can. You can. You will. You will. Those are the phrases that you need to be thinking. So anytime that comes to your mind, immediately shut it down and be like, nope, no space for that in my brain. No space for that in my life, okay? I will do this. I can do this, okay? Those are the type of thoughts that we want, okay? Also, I just wanted to say with ghosting as well, I should have moved this up in category. I don't know. My thoughts are just like all over the freaking place. But anyways, with ghosting, he said there's 2 different assumptions with ghosting, that they've either solved the problem or they didn't have time. Okay. So when you're messaging people who have ghosted you, this message is really, really awesome. He said, hey, blank, I assume that you've already partnered with another company that was in your DMs to hit XYZ goals, whatever their goals were, whatever their dreams were that they told you about. And either way, let me know so that I can get back to you. Or, hey, I assume that you just didn't have the time to get back to me. Or you can even say both of them. You could say like, hey, I assume that you partnered with this other company, or I assume that you didn't have the time to get back to me. Either way, let me know so that I can take you off my list. Okay. They're probably going to respond back and be like, oh, actually, no, like no other companies have gotten into my DMs, or yeah, I actually just didn't have time. And you're going to be like, yeah, I know that, but I was just like putting that out there. So you have to always just like assume things, and then they're going to be like, oh yeah, like I just didn't have time, and you're like, okay, cool, like awesome. I don't know why you couldn't reply to me the last 3 times, but it's honestly about the way that you ask the question that's going to make them feel most comfortable. Okay. Okay, I'm not going to live life on edge anymore, so we're going to move on into my room because we got 3% battery here, folks, so bear with me for 2 seconds. Okay, cool. Let me plug this in. Okay, thanks, guys. Okay, here we go. Moving on now. My battery's not gonna die. Okay. Where was I in my notes? Okay, something that he said that was really, really awesome. That honestly, like, I think that this is something that's really, 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 really important. Like, this is kind of like the foundation to everything that you will do in this company, whether it's build your team as a leader, attracting market partners, attracting VIP customers, posting on social media. It all comes down to belief. Okay. So you have 2 different thoughts in your head. Okay. When you lay in bed at night, do you believe that these products and that this company can change someone's life? Or are you skeptical? Are you still waiting to see if it can change someone's life? Are you still waiting to see if it can change your life? Those are the only 2 thoughts that you can have inside of your head. There's nothing in between, okay? Do you actually believe? Because if you don't, you have a disempowering belief. You cannot go into this thinking, "Oh, I'm just going to try this out for a few weeks and, maybe in a few weeks like I'll be wherever I want to be. Maybe in a few weeks I'm going to hit these goals, and maybe in a few weeks like someone's going to want to join my team, okay?" No. You have to go in to this with belief. You have to go into this with faith. It is a little bit of blind faith at the beginning. I'm not going to lie. We've all been there where we're starting this business and we're like, we have freaking no idea if we're going to be successful or not. Okay. But you have to have that faith where it's like, I see other people doing it. I see this compensation plan. I see this opportunity. It's changing lives. So why can't it change mine? So you have to have that belief. You have to have that because it's the foundation for everything. And what do I mean by that? Okay. So we've been talking about ghosted, following up, closing, all that good stuff. Okay. If you don't have the belief that this opportunity can change people's lives, when someone tells you no, and then the next person tells you no, and then the next person tells you no, you want to know where you're going to end up? You're not going to end up in this business. I can tell you that right now. Okay. If you don't believe, why? Because you're just trying it out. And after you hear 10 no's, you're probably not going to want to try it out anymore because you don't believe. So all starts with the belief in this opportunity. And once you believe, the conversations that you have are going to change. The goals that you have are going to change. The way that you go about working your business is going to change. When you don't hit a goal one month, it's not going to be like, oh, this company doesn't work. This business doesn't work. When you believe, it's going to be like, I'm here for the long run. Okay. I'm here to change people's lives. That's what it's going to look like. And that mindset, that shift, that's going to change everything in your business. And at some point or another, you are going to run into the point where you sit down with yourself and you have a chat with yourself and you're like, do I actually believe? And I hope that that's tonight. Why? Because that conversation is vital to the success in your business. This is not a get rich quick scheme. This is not going to be a make $1 million overnight. Okay. That's not what this is about. And if you are here for that, I promise you that it's because you don't believe. It's because you don't believe in this opportunity. You have to believe. Okay. And you have to also be willing to stick it out. There are going to be people who tell you no. You're going to have hard days. You're going to have days that you don't rank up. You're going to have months that you don't rank up. It's okay. As long as you believe, that this business can change lives, it will change lives and it will change your life. Okay. Okay. Moving on to the last thing that I wanted to say, which is, when you're having conversations with people, not only just conversations with people, but in your own life, don't create a space for negativity. So if someone comes into your DMs and is like, Monate doesn't work, this business doesn't work, MLMs, blah, 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 don't create a space for negativity. Don't fuel their fire. Number one, I usually just block them. I just straight up block them unless they're a friend, in which case I usually say, I'm not here to argue with you. This opportunity has changed my life. And if you don't agree with what I have to say, if you don't agree with what my life is, there's the unfollow button. You can unfollow me. Okay. So don't create a space for negativity. I gave this analogy to Jenna the other day. I was talking to Jenna. She's on our team. And I had a conversation with a hairstylist and just super, super negative conversation. And anyways, Jenna and I were chatting about it. And Jenna's like, so what did you end up doing? And I was like, I blocked her. And Jenna was like, you block a lot of people. And I was just talking to Jenna about how my Instagram and my social media is like my home. Okay. If someone is going to come into my home, talk smack about my life, talk smack about my job, talk smack about my team, which is my family, basically, that's not okay with me. They're not going to be welcome in my home. And what would you do to that person? You'd kick them out of your home, right? And that's what you do with your social media too. And I hope that you treat it in that way. You block them, like just straight up block them. You don't need that negativity in your life. And I was watching a reel the other day and she said, she was just basically like manifesting. And she said, for every one follower that I lose or one follower that I block, I'm manifesting that 2 amazing individuals are going to come into my life, into my space, into my community. And I love that. Don't let a number stop you from blocking someone who is negative in your life, get them out of your life. You don't need them in your life. And same thing for conversations too. So I want to go into this just a little bit more. This is going to take like 5 minutes, probably not even that many minutes. But when you have someone who is creating a space for negativity, for example, I'm trying to think of like something that someone could say. Oh, for example, they could say, you know, I think that this is amazing. I think that what you're doing is amazing, but I've had an aunt, a grandma, and a sister who have done multi-level marketing, and they all failed at it. And so I don't think that anyone can succeed in network marketing. Okay, that's a negative thing to say. You automatically have to disarm the objection. Okay, so what do I mean by this? And there's 4 different steps to this. Okay, disarm the objection, ask a question, create a conversation, and then close. Okay. So disarm the objection. Saying something like, I completely understand where you're coming from. Okay. That's how you disarm the objection. You understand, you relate to them in some way or another. Okay. I completely understand where you're coming from. Then you ask a question. But let me ask you a question. Okay. In this scenario, say that we're talking about this person who has had family members who haven't been successful in network marketing. Okay. Let me ask you a question. Have you had family members who didn't go to college, but you went to college and you were successful? Okay. I would say something like that, where it's like relating back to them and it's showing them basically like, if someone isn't successful in something in life, it doesn't mean that you're not going to be successful too. Okay. You could relate it to sports. Okay. Maybe you realize that they're like a cheerleader. Okay. Maybe they told you that they're a cheerleader or something. And maybe you say like, hey, do you know people who haven't been awesome at cheerleading? And they're going to be like, yeah. Did that stop you from doing cheerleading? Okay. Or maybe you say, do you know someone who said something bad about cheerleaders? Okay. I'm sure we can all think of someone who has said something bad about cheerleaders. Okay. That's the stigma behind it. Did that stop you from doing cheerleading? They're going to be like, no. Then I'm going to be like, okay, cool. So why is that stopping you from joining this life-changing opportunity when I know that you need extra money, you want to travel the world, and this is going to be the solution to your problem? Okay. You're creating that conversation where they're like, oh, that totally makes sense. You're making them realize you're relating to them. Okay. You're bringing up this conversation, and then you go in for the close where it's like, let's go ahead and get you started because you have a 30-day money back guarantee. Why not try this for yourself and see what it's going to do for you? Okay. See what I did there? Totally different. Someone went into this with a negative mindset and they're going to come out of this with like, oh, like, yeah, I can totally do that. Okay. So let me repeat that for you. Okay. Disarm the objection. Let me ask you a question, have a conversation, and then go in for the close. Okay. Always relating back to them, which, like I said 100 million times already on this call, that is why you have to get to know the person. You have to ask them questions. You should always be asking more questions than you are getting asked. Okay. Ask better questions. Then I was actually on a live literally 30 minutes before I hopped on this call, and he was talking about that. He said the other person so your prospect should always be talking more than you are talking. Okay. Which means that you have to be asking questions. And that's another way to not get ghosted. If you are asking them questions, they're going to feel obligated to respond to those questions instead of just ghosting, where it's like, if you're going into a conversation and you're like, this is how we make money, and this is what we do, and this is how we monetize our social media, and this and this and this and this, they're going to ghost you because they have no part in that conversation. It's not really a conversation. You're just spewing information on them. So ask better questions. And if you don't know what questions to ask, message me. I'd love to help you ask questions. Okay, I'm going to leave off with this, which I think is really awesome. He said, how long someone asked a question and they said, how long do you pursue a lead who says that they're interested but they keep rescheduling on you? Okay, so whether that's a 3-way chat or they say that they're going to watch a video later and they just keep pushing it off and off, you'll send them a message, something similar to this. You'll say, hey, so and so, I'm going to go ahead and close this file because if you can't even schedule 5 minutes to hop on a call or watch a video, I don't think that you're going to have 1 to 2 hours a day to put into this opportunity to monetize your social media. I'll be here if things ever change, but I'm going to go ahead and close this file. So simple. Okay. It's still leaving the door open, but it's helping them to realize that you take this business seriously. And you can even say that in that message too. You can say, I take this business seriously. And if you can't even have 5 minutes to schedule a call with me or 5 minutes to watch this video or however many minutes it is, they're obviously not going to have the time to put into this business. Okay. Just think about that really, truly. Like, if they don't have time to even watch a 25-minute video, are they going to have time to build a 10K income a month? No. And I'm not saying that they have to have hours and hours a day to build this income, but think about that, right? If you followed up with them like 4 times to watch a 15-minute video, number one, they probably don't have time. Number two, going back to earlier where it's like, I think I said, should they? Is it worth your time? Is it worth your time? If you end up signing them on, are you just going to end up dragging them? Think about that, okay? You want people to do this with you who see this opportunity as an opportunity to change their life and who want it for themselves, okay? So, that is all I have. That was a lot of information. I'm going to send you over the notes after this. If you have any questions, please feel free to shoot me a message. Hopefully this was helpful. I found this really, really helpful from Daniel G. Like I said, he does calls every Wednesday. So in 2 days, he'll do a call at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. It's always sent out in the HH Important Info chat. It's about 45 minutes to an hour long. Always so packed with information. Highly recommend hopping on those. There are 2 days left in the month, you guys. 2 days left in the month, and there's an amazing incentive going on right now for market partners. 3 to 4 free products, depending on the product pack that they sign up with. Don't let that pass by any of your potentials. Let them know about it. Follow up with them. And use the follow-up messages that I've shared on here. If you've followed up with someone multiple times and they haven't watched the video or they don't seem interested anymore, it's okay to let people go. It's okay, because that is going to, when you close that door, it's going to open new doors to you, okay? So, last thing I want to say before I jump off is that you are amazing, and no matter what happens at the end of this month, no matter what, no matter how many people you've signed onto your team, no matter how many VIP customers you've signed on or you haven't signed on, no matter how many messages you've sent out, no matter what goals you have hit, what goals you haven't hit, you are worthy. And there is a place for you in this world. There's a place for you in this business. And it doesn't mean that next month isn't going to be successful. You are worthy. You are here. This business works. You have to trust in the time frame of it. I love you guys. I'm so proud of you. And if you are not where you want to be right now, it's okay. Keep going, keep chugging, keep being consistent, keep showing up. Hop on a call with me. I'd love to hop on a call with you. And I love you all so much. I can't even express that enough. I love you so much. And I hope you have a great rest of your night. Please reach out to me if you have any questions, but let's go out and kill the rest of this month.